More clues to May's true origin are revealed in the trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. One of the most striking theories of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is the idea that one of the humans that we have seen in the trailer is really an astronaut from the time of Caesar, who arrived to the time of Proximus and who discovers that the world was destroyed and is now inhabited by intelligent apes. However, in the past few hours, an interview with the director of this movie has revealed the reality behind this theory. Will we really have time-traveling astronauts, or is May something else? So if you want to know everything related to the Planet of the Apes universe, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. First, let's talk about all the clues in the new trailer that point to the fact that May is indeed an astronaut. This new trailer begins by showing us two characters. First Proximus Caesar, and then May. The fact that May is one of the main characters in this new trailer should come as no surprise to the fans on this channel. Since 2 weeks ago, we have been talking about rumors of a May-focused trailer during the Super Bowl. All the rumors were true, and now we have more information about this character. The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes movie takes place 300 years into the future. It is for this reason that humans are seen as savages, and the apes now have a much more organized society. However, among the humans there is one human who stands out, and that is May. A human who, according to Rocca, is much more intelligent than the rest of the humans. But intelligence is not the only remarkable feature of this human, as we can see that her clothes are different. In several scenes of the trailers, we can see her wearing different changes of clothes that do not coincide with the time. We can see her wearing pants, and even, I think there are scenes where they have tried to hide her clothes with computer effects. We can see one scene where Noah is with Rocca and May is walking. But May's clothes look a little weird, as if they have been digitally retouched. Of course, this movie has a lot of special effects, but this reminds me of the fake trailers that Marvel usually releases to try to mislead the fans, as happened with Endgame, where the uniforms of the Avengers were different in the trailers, in order to have the surprise element in the movie. We can see a scene where May is climbing up a cliff with Noah, and the clothes look a little more modern, which means May changes clothes several times, or that the trailer is simply trying to throw us off. In the original films, time travel was a staple, and the fact that the tribe of Proximus Caesar is chasing May is most likely for something she can offer. According to the film's synopsis, Proximus Caesar is looking for technology in order to continue the legacy he has begun as king. It is possible that May arrives as an astronaut, and that Proximus Caesar wishes to have access to her technology. Perhaps to the Icarus, as we have mentioned in previous videos. I think the moment that most connects May to the astronauts is the scene where she approaches a telescope and looks through it. We can see that in her eyes there are tears, and this could be evidence that May is an astronaut. This scene is followed by a scene of Noah looking at models of planets. These two things together are another reference to the astronauts. In the past, George Taylor thought that planet Earth was another planet. But after seeing the Statue of Liberty, he realized he was in the future. If May really is an astronaut, she could realize that she is still on Earth by looking through a telescope, as she would observe the position of the stars in reference to Earth. Also, it is possible that as an astronaut, she used to visit these scientific sites. I think May at the telescope will be similar to George Taylor in front of the Statue of Liberty. It will be the moment when her identity will be revealed. Now, in the past hours, the director of this movie tried to deny this theory in the news media. Part of the news, which comes from GamesRadar.com, reads as follows. Proximus, played by Kevin Durand, is a fantastically cool character, admits Ball. He is a fan of humans. You see it in the trailer. He says how they were capable of great things. They could level mountains. They could speak across oceans. They could fly like eagles fly. He's fascinated by what humans were and how they fell so far, so he studies them. He knows more about humans than any other ape in our story. Ball confirms that the setting of the upcoming movie is the west coast of the USA, taking place generations after the end of the 2011 to 2017 trilogy. It's hundreds of years later, not thousands, but we don't really put a date on it, he says. This new timeline finally puts to bed the online rumors that Noah, the protagonist of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, played by Owen Teague, is the son of Caesar, played by Andy Serkis, from the previous Apes trilogy. Regardless, Caesar's story still plays a significant role in the narrative. The director teases, we get to play around with the idea of what has happened to Caesar's legacy, what has survived. The buildings are dissolving away, but what has happened to Caesar's stories, his legacies, and his teachings? You will not see any Statue of Liberty in this movie, but there are Easter eggs, he promises. There's a ton of them, all the way down to sounds that we literally took from the '68 version. There are specific things that I think some of the die-hard fans will really appreciate. From this part of the news, where the Statue of Liberty and possible references to other movies are mentioned, I will be creating a specific video, but the director of the movie also talked about the astronauts theory, saying the following. That beach scene is very cool, explains actor Owen Teague, speaking exclusively to Games Radar Plus via Zoom. It's very 1968, that was the first thing we shot. Obviously the ship is not real in that scene. It's CG, but they did build part of the ship, just not for that shot. It was kind of a warm-up day for me because it was the first time Noah was on camera. Asked about the significance of this intergalactic theme, Ball looks to the future of the franchise instead of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is the first of a proposed new trilogy. This fascination with space is in the DNA of the movies, he tells Games Radar Plus. That's what we touch on, essentially. There's more to come. If we're lucky enough, there are more ideas to come in 2 and 3. From the very beginning, space is obviously a huge component of this thing. But I am not saying there are time-traveling astronauts in this movie. There's none of that, but it's an idea in the movie for sure. Now, despite all the clues in the trailer, and the fact that the director mentions that the DNA of this franchise is space, simultaneously, the director tries to disprove the idea of time-traveling astronauts. This opens up several possibilities. The first is that, like any other director, he is trying to keep the secret for the release of the movie, as it happened with the Spider-Man movie, and the multiple actors in the past or other movies that during publicity have created fake trailers or have tried to disprove the theories so as not to ruin the ending. There is also the possibility that May is a human who for some reason was hidden somewhere, but awakened in this world. Perhaps hidden in cryogenics in some building, or some astronaut suspended in space who did not necessarily travel in time. Personally, I think she is a time-traveling astronaut, and that is something the director should keep hidden until the film's release. But of course, there are also other possibilities, which we will talk about later in this channel. But tell me, what do you think? Is May an astronaut, or do you have another explanation? And for more videos from the Planet of the Apes universe, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on The Oasis Geek.